Hi lads, this is day 10 of my series to get to 2000 on Lichess using a physical chess board. The pieces will move automatically from my opponent, which is really cool. Let's jump into some rapid game here. We are playing 10 plus 5. You can see the board beneath me here, and I am going to be playing the white pieces again. Happy days. And we're rated 1730. So this is move 1 for me. It always readjusts when I play move 1. But there we go. Move 1 is on the board. And now I'm just going to look at the board and see what my opponent does. I will keep an eye on the time. Looks like they've gone knight f3. I'm going to go knight c3. And they're going for this typical Pirc setup, where they're just playing their pawns to these squares. I could go for an English attack here, but I'm going to go for my trusted Pirc attack. Oh, gotta wait here. Okay, actually, it does just automatically go for it immediately, which is very cool. It looks like he's taken here, and I'm going to recapture here. Now, will his queen take mine? It does. The queen's coming down, and we are going to recapture here. This is literally what happened in my last video. Game 1 was this trap that I always go for. Now, they have played the best move, knight h5, which is... it's not obvious for how to get a winning position here, but they've already messed up. They've gone knight h6. They needed to castle here. I can actually just take off this knight in the corner, and I'm already dreaming this game is going to be won, and we're going to be even closer to 1800, which is fantastic. So I'm quite excited about that. So really, they should have castled, and okay, and he's just taken here, and this is just a forced checkmate in 2, which I will happily go for. He has to move his king over, and this is going to be checkmate. So there you go. A 17-17 fell for this trick. Lads, I'm telling you, you need to just learn this trap. We're going to jump into a game 2 here in just a second. It looks like my opponent resigned. I'll just reset up this board, and we'll jump right into game 2. All right, here we go with a game 2. I'm wondering if I'm going to get the black pieces. I haven't had a game with the black pieces with the Chessnut Move board yet, but it may be. Okay, we did get the black pieces, so I'm just going to flip this around. One thing I do suggest is that if you do play with these boards, you get a swivel table, which is something that I don't have. I have gone for a Dutch here, and it looks like he's just playing a London. And against the London, we play the Leningrad Dutch. This is quite a heavy board, so it's a big piece of equipment here. But I'm going to be looking at the board here. He's gone here. Knight f6 is the way. And we are going to be playing just some typical moves. Okay, he's also doing the same thing. He's playing a London. He's doing his triangle setup. He's got his bishop on d3. And we're going to put our bishop on g2, or I'm sorry, g7. He's developed his queen. We're just going to short castle here. And the idea in this one is we play e5 at some point. So we're just playing for the e5 pawn break, which it looks like he's sort of just given up on, which is very interesting. Okay. He's hitting my knight. I could just play h6 here. He takes my knight. Very interesting. I also have just this simple move. I'm just going to play simple here. And it looks like he's come up to d2 with his knight. Okay, so there's only one defender of this square. I think I should just push it. I could also play queen e8. I'm going to play queen e8 first because we don't need to rush. And now we're going in for e5. And this is the pawn push that we wanted. If he takes, we just take back with the d pawn. If he pushes his pawn, then I think we can just push our e pawn. He takes our knight, we take his bishop, and then we're hitting his queen. We can always recapture the pawn here, but it looks like he has just gone for this. So we're going to capture back with the d pawn. And things are looking okay. As if you do want to get a Chessnut board, right now they are having a sale. So I would say look into that, because my coupon code BLUNDER and then man, BLUNDERMAN is 2 words, will give you the biggest discount that you can get. And for Black Friday, they have these for sale right now. So I'm going to play bishop e6, developing another piece. My pawn on e5 is defended by my knight on c6. So I'm not too worried about this. And he's long castled. I do have a tactic here. Doesn't fully work yet. But my idea here is to sacrifice my rook on d2. And then I will take the bishop on c4. However, it's not going to work because he could take with check first and then I just lose the rook. So that's no good. Okay, knight a5 is screaming at me, but then he just takes with check, and that's no good. So I'm thinking I need to just take off his bishop or defend my bishop again. And I can defend my bishop by playing rook d6. But that just feels really weird. And so I'm just going to snatch this guy. Play it safe. So he's captured with his knight, which really interests me. And the reason it interests me is because I have knight e4. And knight e4, then I can go for this fork here. However, my rook's hanging because the bishop can hit it. So not amazing. I think I'm going to kick. Yes, I'm most definitely going to kick. And my knight holds e5 as well, so that's nothing to worry about. I'm happy enough with what's going on here. He's just taking the knight. So I'm going to recapture with bishop. And I believe this is a good trade for me. However, he's checked me. Which I didn't see. I'll go to g7. And if he takes my knight, I'll have to recapture the queen. And I'm just down a pawn. So that was not good by me. It was a discovered check. And he's taken off my rook. I'm going to capture back with... If I take back with knight, I think taking back with knight is best because it defends b7. Okay, and he retreats. All right. Well, I'm only down a pawn. That's fine. Not the end of the world. I need to come up with a plan here, though. My pawn on b7 is weak. I can push f4. And if he takes with pawn, I win his knight. But he can take with knight. So maybe we go g5 and then f4. Yeah. g5, f4. He's attacking c7. I'll go rook f7 to defend. And now if I go f4, he takes on f4 with his pawn, and I'm not winning anything because his queen on c4 is defending. I'm just wondering, can I play g4? His knight's most likely coming to d4. And if it comes to d4, then can I play f4? No, because then his knight takes. Chess is not easy. Okay, well then I probably should just develop a piece. And I think knight c6 looks okay. If he wants to attack b7, I can just move the pawn. He does. He immediately attacks it. And I can play b6 because my queen's defending c6. And I'm thinking Queen e6 next. I do need to play quickly though, because I'm down to 2.5 minutes. Queen e6 just looks at e2. So he's jumped into the position. Oh dear. I have to take. I don't think there's any other choice about it. I didn't see anything else I could do. And now he's going to take the pawn on f5 with check. Not good. I got to move my queen up to d6. Just trying to play a little quicker on the clock here. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, you really need to play with increment. Yeah, this is going to be a tough game to win. I'm going to try to just be aggressive. Now his rook's stuck being defensive. Which I think is good for me. It's tricky. These pieces are being a little goofy. I'm going to try to keep the rooks on. I'm going to go back to c3. Don't think that was correct. He should have he should have just moved his king. And now I've drawn the game. Playing with the Chessnut Move with this time control is you know, got to be quick. It's a little awkward, but I mean, I'm playing, you know, fairly fast time control. I would recommend if you guys are going to play with the Chessnut Move, play with like the 15-10. Okay, he's got to be raging right now because we have managed to come back. I take the pawn, he takes the rook, I think I'm quicker. Okay, and now I've won. Okay. Wow. Okay, we managed to win that game. That's crazy. My opponent must have just struggled, but he was really trying to use the clock against me. I mean, he's still got 9 minutes. He was really rushing there. But we are up to we're up to 1785. Wow. That's crazy. We're already up to 1785. I didn't have a very good game there, but let's jump into the review and see what we did right and what we did wrong. So the computer analysis is telling me I played with a 77% accuracy and my opponent with a 73. They had 8 blunders and I had 5. So let's just see where those were, because I don't know where they were, but I know I definitely made some mistakes. So let's have a look. This is definitely my favorite thing about the Chessnut Move, is just being able to analyze with the board afterwards. And I played rook to d8, and this was my big mistake. Putting myself into a pin. Maybe I would have taken his bishop. Maybe h6. Okay, so probably just capturing the bishop off. Okay, that was the correct move. And he would have recaptured here with knight, which is really cool that I can see. And then I have to play the knight here, removing the defender of this square and hitting the bishop. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's how you hit the bishop and get rid of it. So if the bishop goes back, then I push up. Maybe his best move here is just to defend the bishop. Then I would just take and he doubles his pawn. So if bishop h4, I probably can I play g5? I'm just looking at the engine here. It says g5 is a decent move. Queen f7 is best. Queen f7, b3, and then it says g5. Interesting. And I don't even worry about this. And I go knight c5, defending the pawn. And then if queen b5, we just go b6. All right. In this position, I played h6, which I shouldn't have done. I think here, queen f7. Yeah, I likes this. Okay, very good. All right, let's go next. And in this position, I took his bishop with my bishop. And then he hit me with this discovered check. I see what it is. Okay, so the reason taking with bishop was so bad was because instead of taking this pawn, he actually could have taken this square here, attacked my queen, hit me with the queen. But in the game, when I took with bishop, he actually just took this pawn and he wasn't hitting my queen. If I had taken with rook, my rook would be defending the d6 square. So I had to capture back with rook so that he couldn't jump here, hit my queen, and hit me here. But surely if I go here, he still can go here. But now the difference is I can block because the rook defends my queen. Got it. And all the way back in the endgame, we have this interesting position. I can help the computer set it up, which is kind of cool. I can try to speed the whole process up a wee bit. And in this position, I took the pawn. But probably what was correct is just to continue checking. Yeah, and then he has to move. And if he tries to hold this pawn, which he probably would, then I just go here and I never allow him to move anywhere and it's a forced draw. But because if we just go back a couple moves, back to this position, but because I took here, then he's able to just defend his pawn and push the pawn to the whole way. And then back in this final position, it wanted me to take here, or I took here and it didn't like that. I should have just pushed. Fair enough. Well, lads, I really did enjoy playing those two games. We are at an all-time peak of 1785, was it? And that's really good. I'm happy with that. I think the Chessnut Pro is fantastic. I absolutely love playing with it. I do think maybe playing 1510 is more what you should try to do with it because you are training for over-the-board tournaments. I mean, that's really why everybody gets one of these. They want to practice their over-the-board skills. And my skills are hopefully going to improve. But I was happy to get 2 wins there. And if you do want to get anything from Chessnut, use coupon code BlunderMan. Thanks so much, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.